So I'm standing in the pro shop at my local tennis club last month, completely minding my own business, when I overhear this conversation behind me. There's this guy talking to the shop manager, and he goes, "I've been through 4 pairs of tennis shoes this year. 4! My feet just slide around in everything, and I keep rolling my ankle during matches." The shop manager points to this display of ASICS shoes and says, "Try the Court FlyteFoam 2. It's got this Bootie construction that eliminates foot movement completely." And the customer's like, "Bootie construction? What does that even mean?" Now, I'm not usually the type to eavesdrop, but as someone who's tested probably 50 different tennis shoes over the years, I'm curious. So I casually walk over to check out these ASICS Court FlyteFoam 2s. At $150, they're definitely in premium territory, but the claims on the display are bold. Revolutionary ankle support, professional-level lateral stability, game-changing fit system. I'm thinking to myself, if this Bootie thing is really that effective, I need to test it. 6 months and 45 court sessions later, well, that conversation in the pro shop let me down quite the rabbit hole. Right out of the box, I'm thinking, this shoe looks serious. The white and blue colorway is clean, but it's the construction that caught my attention. Instead of a normal tongue, ASICS went with this Bootie design that's basically like, imagine your foot sliding into a really snug sock that happens to be attached to a tennis shoe. And I'll be honest, getting into these things the first time, I'm standing there for like 2 minutes trying to figure out the entry system. Marcus is watching me struggle with this and goes, "Those look complicated." And I'm like, yeah, but complicated might mean better support, right? That's when I realized this wasn't going to be your typical tennis shoe experience. First court session, I step onto our club's hard court for what's usually a casual rally with some friends. But the moment I started moving laterally, okay, so you know that feeling when you're wearing regular tennis shoes and you can feel your foot sliding around inside during quick direction changes? That completely disappeared. It's like my foot became part of the shoe. The lateral support was immediately obvious. We're doing some baseline drills, and I'm hitting aggressive cross-court forehands, recovering to center, then sprinting wide for backhands. Usually by the 3rd or 4th rep, I'm thinking about my footwork, making sure I don't roll an ankle. But with these, I felt completely planted. Every step felt locked in. My hitting partner, Jake, notices and goes, "Dude, you're moving differently today." And honestly, I was. The confidence you get from knowing your foot isn't going anywhere inside the shoe, it changes how aggressively you can play. But here's where things got interesting. After that first hour, my feet were noticeably warmer than usual. The Bootie construction that provides all that support, it's also trapping heat. We're playing in Florida humidity, and I'm definitely feeling it. I'm thinking, okay, this might be the trade-off Marcus was talking about. Second week of testing, I decide to really put these through their paces. 3-hour practice session, full court drills, lots of stop-and-go movements. This is where most tennis shoes start showing their limitations. Your feet get tired, the support loosens up, you start feeling every impact. But something weird happened around the 2-hour mark. Instead of my feet feeling beat up, I was actually more comfortable than when I started. It's like the shoe needed time to mold to my foot shape, and once it did, everything clicked. The firm midsole that felt almost harsh initially was now providing this perfect balance of support and energy return. Marcus shows up during week 3 to check my progress. He watches me play for about 20 minutes, then comes over and examines the shoes. He's looking at the outsole, checking for wear patterns, feeling the upper materials. Finally, he goes, "Okay, I have to admit, these are holding up better than I expected." The AHR outsole, that's ASICS high abrasion rubber, was showing basically no wear. And this is after 3 weeks of mixed indoor and outdoor play. Marcus picks up the shoe, looks at the sole, and says, "Most shoes would be showing significant wear by now, especially with your court coverage style." Here's what I learned about that Bootie construction after a month of testing. Yes, it's a pain to get into initially. Yes, it takes about 3 sessions to feel truly comfortable. But once you adapt to it, the ankle support is genuinely game-changing. I started playing more aggressively because I knew I wasn't going to experience that foot slippage that leads to rolled ankles during quick direction changes. Month 2, I'm playing in a local tournament. 3-hour matches, competitive play, lots of pressure situations. This is where shoes either prove themselves or fall apart. During the semifinals, I'm chasing down a drop shot, sprinting from the baseline to the net, then immediately having to backpedal for a lob, the kind of movement that usually leaves your feet sore for days. But after that match, my feet felt fresh. The gel technology in the forefoot and heel was doing its job, but it was more than that. The firm platform was transferring energy efficiently, so I wasn't losing power in my movements. Every push-off felt direct and responsive. The tournament director, who's been running these events for years, notices my shoes during the awards ceremony. He goes, "Those ASICS? I've been seeing more players switch to those lately. The Bootie design seems to be catching on with serious players." And that got me thinking about that conversation I overheard in the pro shop. That guy was right to be frustrated with traditional tennis shoes. Most of them have this fundamental flaw where your foot can slide around inside during intense lateral movement. But this Bootie construction, it's like ASICS took that problem and said, what if we just eliminate it entirely? Now, let me be completely honest about the downsides, because there are some. First, getting into these shoes is genuinely challenging. Without a traditional tongue, you're basically sliding your foot into a sleeve. If you have wider feet, it can feel restrictive at first. I actually had to size up a half size to get the right fit. Second, breathability is definitely compromised. All that support comes from a rubber-heavy construction that traps heat. During those humid Florida sessions, my feet ran noticeably warmer than in mesh-heavy competitors. It's not unbearable, but it's something to consider if you play in hot climates regularly. But here's what makes it worth those trade-offs. After 6 months of testing, the durability is honestly impressive. The AHR outsole shows minimal wear even after 45 sessions of mixed indoor and outdoor play. Most tennis shoes would be showing significant breakdown by now, but these still look nearly new. The lateral support system is genuinely game-changing for aggressive players. If you're someone who runs down every ball and needs absolute confidence in your footwork, this shoe delivers. That locked-in feeling prevents the foot slippage that can lead to ankle injuries during quick direction changes. So here's my honest assessment after all this testing. The ASICS Court FlyteFoam 2 is a specialized tool for players who prioritize stability and durability over lightweight feel and breathability. At $150, it's not cheap, but if you're a serious player logging 6+ hours per week, the investment makes sense. My advice, if you have normal to narrow feet and you're tired of dealing with foot movement inside your tennis shoes, these are worth trying. Size up a half size if you're between sizes and plan for a 2 to 3 session break-in period. The payoff is worth the initial adjustment. For casual players or those who prioritize breathability and easy on-off convenience, you might want to look elsewhere. But for baseline grinders who need maximum lateral support and long-term durability, this Bootie construction might just change how you think about tennis footwear. Questions about the Court FlyteFoam 2? Drop them in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'll share my honest thoughts based on these 6 months of real-world testing.